and sell. Boom. ROI is hit. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're going to be talking about Initverse and the INI miner. Now, before we get into it, yes, this is the same Initverse we made multiple videos on. That seems like to be one of the largest centralized scam coins in existence. But we're not here to talk about that. We got multiple videos on in the past. If you haven't seen them, check them out. Today, we're here to talk about the miner for Initverse, and we cannot argue the fact that it is profitable and probably one of the only miners that could ROI. Now, Z15 Pros, there is another batch going out today or tomorrow. So right now, they are also looking extremely profitable. But the thing we don't know is more miners are being released soon. That's a totally different video entirely. So maybe we'll get that done at another time. But right now we're looking at the Pinecone Matches INI box. This is the little guy here. It says it's making about $20.31 a day, about 500 watts, 850 mega hash. And then the new big bad boy came out recently at 2.4 gigahash, making around $55 a day. So if you want to get these miners, obviously I don't recommend it, but if you are looking for profit, you can't argue that these are the most profitable and probably the only miners that will ROI. Over here at the Crypto and AI Profit Calculator over at rabidmining.com, we can see that we have a cheapest action right here at Apex 2. So all you got to do is come into here and, it's pretty simple. You can go by top ASIC things here, or just put an INI like I did here. Find the INI box, click on it, and then Apex 2 looks to be the cheapest. Click the buy button, and that'll take you over to Apex 2 sites, which looks to be the cheapest, but that is on the May batch pre-orders. The in-stock orders are $26.90. So it's still pretty expensive here, but at the current prices, it's still, under 150 days to ROI these things, which is pretty crazy, especially in 2026 when there's no profit around. So that's pretty awesome here, guys, that we are doing that. But I tracked this miner all the way from day one, and let's take a look at the numbers to see exactly how it did and how long the ROI process was. All right, so how this works here, this is day one of when I first got this. I started December 9th, so it's been a few months at this point on how long it's been. But yeah, the start date was December 9th. That's when I got this and first turned it on. And this is day one. It was more, I started halfway through the first day, so then it's kind of like a day and a half, and we can see that I got 302 INI mined for that day. That's the highest I've ever mined because of that day and a half. But how this works is it takes every day, I wrote down the amount that it mined based and cross-referenced it on the pool. So if I go to my earnings here, you went through every day that I got paid, every one of those numbers will line up since day one. Well, since day two, I guess, because that's when I started doing daily. Like I said, day and a half right here. But here's the price, and this is coins that are sold. It's not just stacking up and hodling and looking at it. And there's going to be times we're going to kind of go through this where this probably could have ROI'd a lot longer, but depending on, gambling and when you sell, things will differ. But here we go. So day one here, we can see, so what I had going on is a total price. So as I go through on everything that I sold here, so all these numbers here were the total amounts I sold that day. It all stacked up all the way down to here for this amount here. And then from there, based on how much it made that day, which is this amount here also individually, that divides it by this price right here to get you can see right here, this adds it up and everything, and then from here it goes to the total into there, and then here we have that divided by the amount we made into here, and then here it tells you how many our remaining days and stuff are coming off the total. So this will divide into this will subtract off every bit of here from here, and it just set up so that every time I sell, I know exactly how much is left, and eventually this is the amount of days left, and this is what I put into this chart right here to know. So we can see day one when I did this, it was only 77 days to ROI. Day two, obviously, because it dropped and stuff, we had 90 days. So it went from 77 all the way up to 90 days already. And by day three, the ROI was up to 106 days from our initial start of 77. So, and also each day that I did, kind of keep track of this, I also put in the network hash rate. So when I first started, network hash rate was about 4.85. We have 253, so we went from 77 to 90 to 106 to 101, and we can just see following it down here. 100, we went down to 104, 91. We had some 88 days here because we hit, decent amounts. But look at the prices also, you know, 12.6, 12.7 cents, 13, 12.8. And then we had that crash and everything happened 11, 12, 12, 12. And it even got down. I sold a bunch here at, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, 5, and, 10, 5, 10, 8. And then here we're coming in, and those are only 17, $18 days, and we were getting around 150, 148. And then now it's coming back up to that 12.7. And so, which is pretty much the price of when it first started, which is pretty crazy. But we are at the same price, but we can see our yield did go down. That's because we are sitting now around 9.04 terahash. So like I said, we about doubled the network hash rate, and our rewards are now 150. So we're getting about 19, high 18s, $19 a day right now, where some of the profit calculators are only indicating slightly higher. But this is what real life numbers are looking like. And then as we count down here to our ROI, but the point here is everything was sold every day from day one, and we can see that price fluctuation. If I would have waited and not sold in these days here, and probably waited till it got back up to like here, we could have cut this off by a few days. It wouldn't have been much, but it would have been, and it would have earned quite a bit more than what we got here. As you can see, 1868 at 10.7, where now we're at 1896 at 12.7, but that's 149 coins, and this was like 164. So our yields were still higher here, obviously, but that's just, this is in a nutshell how the entire network was doing. Now, it had a lot of hiccups. Right here, people in this area, we can see the network hash rate started to kind of pick up in spurts here, 7.79. I missed these days of hash rate. And then, 6 went down, up. But right here, we only got 68 and 38 coins a day. That's because they shut down the entire network. And what happened here was then they figured out, because GPU miners, they promote that GPU miners 100% fine on their chain, but they have everything blacklisted, and GPUs are getting like 10 times a higher difficulty. So they're getting 10x less rewards compared to what they should be. Everything is geared to sell their ASICs and keep their ASICs profitable. Nothing else can come online as much as they push how friendly they are to GPUs. Well, people figured out how to backdoor in and get full hash rate and, low difficulty on their GPUs, and GPUs were really profitable at the time. But then they discovered it, and they took the pool down, and everybody suffered, including the ASICs, as we can see here. And then they took the GPUs offline, and now this is where we're sitting now, and we're back to only the ASICs, and now our rewards and everything kicked back in. So they also have like a dial of when they can turn up and turn down the rewards and things like that. So it is kind of crazy here, but that's just the way it is. But here, as I mentioned before, we've looked at this chain. It is 100% centralized. They could do who knows what, but also, you can't deny that their miners are profitable. Well, guys, so there we have it. Just a quick video, kind of running through the numbers, but I did track this miner from day one all the way to ROI, selling every day, and it has paid off and covered its entire cost of it. And they're actually a little bit cheaper now than what they were when they first released. So that's one bonus, but I feel they should probably be quite a bit cheaper for what they are. So let me know your thoughts and opinions, and if you plan on getting a big boy, I'd love to get my hands on one of the big boy ones and track that one to ROI, but they are so expensive at like $7,000 to $8,000, which is insane and made for rich people. If you're rich, go ahead. If not, you're like me, stay away. But thank you for checking out this video. Again, if you are looking for it, links to the Rabid mining calculator AI deal in the description. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.